Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Annie. This is flosstube number 80. For the last few weeks I always said that I wanted to have a shorter video and it never worked. It always got around 40 minutes. And last week, without intention, I had a super short video of like 20 minutes. So yeah, today I'm probably back to a really long one because I have quite a bit to show you. I have my normal whip update, what did I stitch on during last week. I have a finish, like you probably have seen in the title already. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I'm also going to talk about the kit itself and give you somehow some kind of a review of the kit. And then I have plans for next week, and especially since next week May is going to start, I have my Stitchmaynia plans. So yeah, probably a long one. I try to keep it kind of short, so maybe around 40 minutes and not going up to an hour, but we will see about that. As I said, I have quite a bit to talk about. Let's start with the whips I worked on last week. And for that, let's start with my full coverage piece. That does not have to be a fancy lady, but this week actually was. So I did stitch on Mini Magic Mirror, charted by Having Enough Designs. Artwork is by Stockings. And I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. I actually told you that I wanted to do 400 stitches as my goal for the week. But actually I did close to 1,000. So mainly I took colors in here and then stitched one length of thread until it ran out. I finished this whole area and then I moved into the next column and picked colors from the top, except for black, because I will fill in all the black at the end of the page. With a few of those colors I actually got over here, and over here I have 3 more stitches left, and then I'm on the left side of the design, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I filled in a lot. I'm really happy about that. It looks amazing. I can't wait to actually fill in this medallion over here. So yeah, can't wait to get back to this one and stitch some more on it. It's stitched on a 28 count, 2/1 10 stitch. Needleminder is from Just So Heavenly. And yeah, as I said, I'm really happy with this one and how it's coming along. So yeah, here's this one. So happy. And actually really happy that I did way more than 400 stitches, because you actually can see progress. And it's coming together, and I'm just really happy about that. Yay! I'm sorry, I hold it up way longer than I probably should, but I just love those edges of the window frame to the window and how it's coming together, and the skull, and I just love looking at it. So I hold it up a little while longer. But yeah, this is my Mini Magic Mirror. Can't wait to do some more on this one. Okay, let's move to my full coverage fancy lady. This week it was Dragon Dancer, also charted by Having Enough Designs, and also the artwork by Stockings. This is what it's going to look like when it's done, and I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. With this one, again, I'm super happy. I actually also planned to do about 400 stitches, and in the end I did a little bit more than 1,000. So that's pretty cool. I started in the top left corner, just picked the color next that I did not have stitched yet on the page, and completed it over the whole page before I moved on to the next color. And yeah, I did quite a bit over here, and yeah, it looks amazing. It's stitched on a 32 count Zweigert linen. I'm stitching 2/1 10 stitch. And yeah, as I said, really happy. You cannot see a whole lot because it's blurry background, but yeah, I'm getting closer to finishing the page. I did stitch a little bit more down here, which is actually the next page over here. That's actually on another page as well, but I just stitched until my thread ran out, and yeah, that's where I'm at, and I'm so happy with this one. It's just amazing. I can't wait to finish this page. It would be super cool. The first year I stitched on this one, I finished the first page. Second year I stitched on this one, so last year I finished those 2 pages. So this year it would be super amazing to finish 3 pages, so basically the next diagonal, and then going forward like this during the years. But I think my longest diagonal then will be 12 pages. That's quite a bit. But yeah, it's really cool, and I can't wait to finish that page and move down here. And hopefully see something else in the near future than just a blurry pink background. But yeah, we will see about that. I am happy with how it's turning out. So this is Dragon Dancer, and as you can see, the fabric is big. So still a whole lot of stitching left to do, and I'm just in the background, and I can't wait to get to the actual motif. Okay, next let's move to my non-full coverage fancy lady this week, and it was Raven Queen by Mirabilia. That's what she's going to look like when she's done, and I show a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where she is right now. So happy, so absolutely happy. Last time I told you I'm going to stitch the skin in between here. I did not do that. I did a few stitches whenever I ran out up here and finished my thread. But otherwise, I concentrated a lot on her hair, on her crown, and on the neck part of her dress. So I also did a little bit more of the black down here because I had just left some thread, left over from her hair. So I finished the thread down here. I did do the back stitching up here with the cranach. And yeah, basically her crown is done except for the beads. There will be so many beads in here. It's unbelievable. She does look a little bit strange with half of her face done, and yeah, it does look a little bit spooky, but that's fine. I hope to come back to her this week and actually fill in her face so it does not look as spooky anymore. She stitched on a 32 count grey Belfast linen. I'm not sure if it's pearl grey or smoke grey because I totally forgot when I bought this fabric. I did not keep track. But yeah, 32 count 2/2 needleminder is from Denkai Designs, and as I said, I can't wait to continue stitching on her. There will be a lot of beads that I have to do next, so yeah, we'll see when I do that. But she is so beautiful. I really can't wait to get back and do a little bit more in her face and skin. But yeah, that's my Raven Queen. Now, let's move to my non-full coverage piece of the week that does not have to be a fancy lady. This week was, and also was my daily piece. I'm talking about Lilac Fairy, and I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is my finish. I'm done. I'm so happy. She looks amazing. She stitched on 14 count pale lilac Ida, and mostly stitched 2/2 except for those background areas. They are stitched 1/2 to give it a nice texture and 3D look. And basically I finished off the front of her dress with all those metallic threads and a little bit of lilac, and I did all the back stitching in her dress. Yeah, she is amazing. As I said, she's a kit. So I thought I would give you a quick review of the kit, how I liked it, and so on. Let's start with the fabric. I really like the fabric. It's Aida. You can't do anything wrong with Aida, basically, if you like stitching on Aida. It's a 14 count. It's good coverage. I really liked that they had those different textures and those differences between 2/1 and 1/1. So I really liked that. Otherwise, the back stitching, that was a little bit of a pain because they rarely went along with the Ada squares. So normally if you have like the Ada square and you have to backstitch, you go into the corners of the Ada squares and there is your entry point or exit point for your stitch. Sometimes in rare cases you actually have to go through the middle. With this chart, you have to go through the middle, you have to go on the top left corner, you have to go basically everywhere. I did it with my normal 24 size needle and it was a pain. It probably would have been a good idea to just take a sewing needle. I did not have it with me in my stitchy spot, so I didn't. But yeah, especially down here, I mean, it looks just amazing. But especially in her hands, her face, and down here, it was really annoying. In the wings, it wasn't as bad, but down here and in her face and hands, it was really annoying, really hard to do the back stitching. Otherwise, I really enjoyed stitching on her. She has 37 colors. One of those is the metallic thread. They say it's DMC. I actually believe it because it was really nice stitching with it and I have a lot of thread left over. But one of the colors I totally ran out and I was not yet done with stitching. So I just compared to my DMC stash. I have a master set and I found the corresponding color. It fit perfectly. You don't see it in the design that I switched between the kit thread and my master set. So I'm quite sure it's actually DMC and I'm fine with that. I mean, I have a lot left over and I think I needed 2 lengths of thread out of my master set. So yeah, I'm okay with that. It's quite inconvenient if you do not have a master set and you do not have the colors near you. So that's really annoying actually, but for me it was fine. The metallic, I think it is DMC. I did hear a whole lot about how the DMC metallic is not really nice to stitch with. Well, this thread was not nice to stitch with. So it's possible that it also is DMC. Yeah, it was kind of a pain. I managed. I got through with it. But it was kind of annoying. So in the end, I had this lilac left over in the middle of a dress. I had metallic left and I had the backstitch thread left over. So basically what I did was 2 lengths of metallic, 1 length of the backstitch, and then I rewarded myself for getting through with it with one of the normal DMCs. And in the end, I left myself just some normal DMC thread, the cotton thread, to just fill it in and end on a good note. But yeah, otherwise, there's a whole lot of margin. So that's pretty nice for kit fabric. And yeah, as I said, I really enjoyed it. One thing I did work from the original chart because it's a kit and I can't stitch it twice, especially because the DMC number is not given. It's just given the number of the thread card and I'm not starting to compare every color so that I can stitch it again. I'm not going to do that. But the original, I'm not going to show you the chart of course, but the original is just a really big piece of paper. Down here is the floss key, so that border down here, that's the floss key, but the rest is chart. So that's pretty annoying, honestly. And also one thing I have to say, the chart is super easy to read and I really enjoyed stitching on it. That I have to say, but the backstitch lines are just drawn onto the chart. So sometimes you had to kind of figure out which symbol was below the backstitch lines. So you kind of had to squint your eyes a little bit and see what it was. And sometimes just guessing. If it was just a dot or a little cross and there were 2 or 3 backstitch lines going across that symbol. Sometimes I wasn't sure, but yeah, the colors were similar, so I just decided to stitch whatever I felt like would go there. So yeah, that's that. Otherwise, I'm really happy with this one. I enjoyed it a whole lot. I did spend close to 2 years now on this one, but I have a whole lot of other projects as well. So basically, it's a kind of fast one. I would say. Yeah, I enjoyed it a whole lot. It's my first Vivako kit, but if all of those Vivako kits are as good quality, big thumbs up. It was really nice, especially because I have a Dimensions kit as well, and compared to that, I really enjoy Vivako more. I have to say that. Yeah, okay, I'm going to tidy up because showing you the kit, kind of everything exploded around here. So I'm going to pack that away and then we're going to plans. Okay, if you have any more questions about the kit, just ask me. I will always answer. If it's either in a comment, if it's kind of a small question, if it's a bigger one and I need a bit more of explaining, I will do it in a video. Okay, I actually was done with the video and started packing everything up. And I realized I did not tell you about my 24 hours of cross stitch. Last week I told you I'm going to try for 24 hours stitching in a time period of 48 hours. The time period I chose started Friday at 4 p.m. so it went through Sunday 4 p.m. Basically what happened, I did stitch Friday in the morning a little bit and then my time period started. I stitched a little bit. But in the end, I only got around 14 hours done in those 48 hours. I did stitch a little bit, as I said, Friday morning. I did stitch a little bit Sunday after 4 p.m. So I did a little bit more over those 3 days. But we had wonderful weather, kind of cold, but really sunny, really nice. And I just wanted to go outside, to be on my balcony, to go for a walk. And I do not like to stitch outside, so I didn't. I just enjoyed the weather and did not get a whole lot of stitching in. But yeah, as I said, I really enjoyed the weather, so I did not want to sit inside and stitch. And just because I wanted to complete a challenge instead of enjoying the weather and enjoying myself outside. So yeah, not a whole lot. Also, of those 14 hours, 6 hours were used for Lilac Fairy to finish that one up. So, as I said, I'm fine with it, and maybe next time. This time it did not work out the way I wanted it to, and that's fine. Okay, as I said, I was already done with the video, so I'm going to try to put this part in wherever it fits, and we'll see how that works. Okay, that's it. Now let's move to my plans for this week. Those plans are basically through to Friday, because on Saturday it's the 1st of May and my Stitchmaynia starts. I'm doing it a little bit different than last year, but I talk about that later on. Let's first start with the first 5 days of this week. I actually have 5 projects, so yeah, quite a bit to stitch on. Let's first start with my daily piece. I'm going to stitch on it every day of the week, as I cannot reach 1,000 stitches at the end of the week because I only have 5 days. I think I'm going back to 120 stitches every day. This week the project is Cinderella Rags to Riches. I'm stitching the combined version, so that's what it's going to look like when it's done. This year I'm going to concentrate on Cinderella in rags. So I show you where this one is at. Okay. So this is where I'm at with this one. The window of the Cinderella in rags part is basically done. So I'm going to actually concentrate on Cinderella herself. I'm going from top to bottom. So basically the first thing I'm going to do is stitch those cranny swirls above her head and then just move down. The first symbol that is not yet stitched, I will choose that color, stitch one length of thread, and then move forward. So as I said, a lot of the cranny swirls, then I probably go into her sleeves and the broomstick. So those are the next things that I'm going to stitch on her. Whenever I can, I'm going to backstitch to just do it as I go, and then that's it. Yeah, here we go. Cinderella, rags to riches, and can't wait to stitch on her a little bit. There are some beads missing, and they are actually at the top. So I'm thinking about doing like a beading day on Friday or something, because Raven Queen needs some beads, Cinderella will need some beads until then, and the next project, which is actually my non-full coverage piece of the week, which does not have to be a fancy lady, but actually, no, it's actually my non-full coverage fancy lady. So Royal Games number 2. This one will actually need some beading as well at the end of the week. So probably Friday will be a day of beading. Yeah, as I said, Cinderella rags to riches, feeling like I'm all over the place, so I'm going to rewind. Cinderella rags to riches is my daily piece, daily 120 stitches is the goal. Then my non-full coverage fancy lady for the week will be Royal Games number 2 by Mirabilia. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm presently concentrating on the Queen of Diamonds, and I'll show you where I'm at with this one. She's stitched on a 32 count white opalescent linen 2/2. Needleminder is from Denka Designs, and I'm going to concentrate on the staff over here, finish that one hopefully, and move the backstitch lines, the borders of the card, around the corner. So that's kind of the goal with her. My non-full coverage piece of the week that does not have to be a fancy lady, but actually is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. I just showed you that one. I did stitch on it last week, but I show you once more. Concentrating on her face to let her look, sorry, that's the back. Concentrating on the face to let her look less creepy, and then probably on Friday, I really think I'm going to do that. Concentrate on her crown and start beading. Yes, here we go. Okay, let's move to full coverage pieces. My full coverage fancy lady will be Story Keep the Frog Prince. Artwork is by Melon Dallon and charted by Heaven of Designs. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. I show you where I'm at with this one. This is where I'm at. It's stitched on a 32 count ice blue linen 2/1 10 stitch needleminders from Denka Designs, and I'm going to continue in this diagonal with 10 by 10 blocks and hopefully finishing the diagonal. I kind of doubt it, but it would be really nice to do that. But yeah, here we go. Story Keep the Frog Prince. That's that one. So many threads parked. It's kind of complicated to put it away again. But we will have to wait for that, because otherwise it's going to be chaos all around here when I stop filming, and yeah, I can't stand that. So my full coverage piece for the week is actually Norwegian Ship Under Sail. It's a small edition. It's started by Golden Kite. That's what it's going to look like when it's done, and I'm really happy this one is coming around, because during March history sprints I started a column, and I really want to finish that column this week. This one is stitched on 18 count 2/1 full cross. Needleminder is from Denka Designs, and yeah, I'm going to continue in this column and hopefully finish it. Yeah, I love this one, and I love how those sails turn out. It's so amazing, and I can't wait to do some more on it. If I finish the column and have some more time left, I will start stitching all those part threads and continue on sails. So that's pretty cool. And I'm actually really looking forward to that. So hopefully I have some time left over and actually can move into those sails. That would be pretty amazing. Okay. those were my 5 projects for the week, or until Friday, because on Saturday it's the 1st of May. On the 1st of May, one of my projects has its birthday, and I decided to give the whole day to this project and the 1st of May stitch on this project, because I started it 2 years ago for my first Stitchmaynia, but doing my first Stitchmaynia, I had just started cross-stitching, I think 3 months ago. So basically I did not have any stash. I was not fast enough with buying stuff. So basically I did not have a whole lot of variety in my stash that I could actually start projects. But I had 3 golden kite projects or patterns that I wanted to start. So I started one on the 1st, another one on the 13th, and then I was on vacation and actually started the 3rd one in June. So my first Stitchmaynia wasn't super successful, but I did start Color the Mountains by Golden Kite on the 1st of May. So it has its birthday, its 2-year or its 2nd birthday on the 1st of May, and I'm going to stitch the whole day on this one. So I show you where I'm at with this one. This is where I'm at. So basically I'm stitching in this column at the moment. Hopefully on its birthday finishing the column and maybe even finishing the next one, because that would be a page finish and that would be pretty amazing. This one is stitched on a 25 count 2/1 10 stitch. Needleminder is from Denkai Designs. And yeah, one fact about this one, I started it on the 1st of May and I did around 80 stitches. And I started it on the 25 count, the same fabric, 2/1 full cross. I did not like that. So basically 1.5 months later, I frogged all those 80 stitches I did and restitched them with 2/1 10 stitch. But yeah, I still count the 1st of May as its birthday and as its starting date. So yeah, hopefully finishing at least this column and maybe the next one would be perfect. So yeah, that's that one. As I said, the next project, I do not have it around here, has its birthday on the 13th of May. So basically, between the 2nd and the 12th of May, I have 11 days. Or from the 2nd to the 12th of May, I have 11 days. And I have one more project that does have 11 parts missing. So that's way too perfect to not do it. I'm talking about the only project I have not yet stitched on during this year because I wanted to save it for Stitchmaynia. It's a kit by Priscilla. It's the Tiny Stockings Ornaments. Those are 30 ornaments. I have already stitched 19 of them, so there are 11 left in 11 days. So every day I'm going to start randomly one of the ones missing, and hopefully finishing it that day. Probably not going to happen every day, if it happens any day at all. But I'm going to take this one with me to work if I have to work that day. It will be the only project I will stitch on during those 11 days in May. I think I can show you all those I have not yet stitched. So where I will choose from. This one is not stitched, and this one. That's not stitched, that's not stitched, that's not stitched. This one is missing, this one is missing, this one is missing. And this one and those two. So those are the 11 I choose from. As I said, randomly every day. They are stitched on little scraps of 14 count 8er, and I decided to bring all those that I have already done and just show you once. As I said, I'm going to choose them randomly. So I cannot tell you which one I'm going to start on Sunday. I'll be back for my next video on Monday. I thought about doing like a vlog style. Still not sure about that. So maybe that happens on Monday. That I just tell you what I did this week. Show you the one I did on Sunday and the one I will start on Monday, and then come back daily to just show you what I did the day before, what I'm going to start, but I'm not sure about that. So we will see. But yeah, now I'm going to show you the 19 I already done. So, the cat, the birdies, Santa, birdhouse, those roses, happy holidays, those flowers, the cute snowman, lighthouse, the candles, the horse, the fireplace, joy, this one, and this one, the reindeer, Merry Christmas, the angel, and last one, the dog. So as I said, 11 are still missing. Going to stitch on those during May. As I said, 11 days, 11 of those stockings still missing. So yeah, I'm going to start one every day, hopefully finish them, but not sure about that. Yeah, and then on the 13th of May, another project has its second birthday, but I'll be back before then, so I show you that project then, and we'll talk about the rest of May, because on the 13th of May is not over. So yeah, that's that. Okay, I think I'm through. I hope you understood everything I wanted to tell you. If you have any questions, as I said, just pop them below. I do take my time to answer, but I will answer your comment. So yeah, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful week until I see you next. Stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, see you next Monday. Bye.